Yo, what's up world? Welcome back to the channel. APW Sports signing in. And I did a video yesterday with predicting the AFC playoff prediction. And today, we're going to predict the NFC playoff prediction. Who's going to make it in? Who's going to make it out? Who's going to win the division? Who's going to be the wild card? We're going to talk about that all in today's video. But before I get into that, make sure you guys leave this video a like, as it always helps the channel to grow and beat the YouTube algorithm. And about 90% of the people that are watching my videos are not sub. So if you fit into that category, go ahead, click the subscribe button and notification bell so you will not miss any of the videos that I post. But without further ado, let's dive into it. The first division that we're going to talk about is the NFC East. And I believe the winner of the NFC East will end up being the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, I think, is going to take that next step into being a better quarterback. You add a guy like A.J. Brown to your offense with Devontae Smith. You have Miles Sanders in your backfield. You have a very solid offensive line. You add a Sam Reddick on your defense to parry Darius Slay, Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, and those guys up front. This Philadelphia Eagles team, I think, is primed right now to take over the Cowboys and win the NFC East. I don't think the Cowboys' receiving core is going to be not necessarily enough. I know CeeDee Lamb is a very good, talented wide receiver, but you have Gallup coming off of injury, and then you don't really have much behind him with the wide receiver core. I don't know if Dak Prescott is still going to be one of those elite quarterbacks. I don't think it's going to be it. Ezekiel Elliott played most of last year healthy. You guys know I'm a big fan of his, but it's interesting to see how he's going to be heading into this year. And you have Washington Commanders, who I don't think Carson Wentz is going to move the needle for him. And then you have a team like the New York Giants, and I think Daniel Jones has a lot to prove. They've done some good things with this roster, like Kenny Golladay, who should be better with Brian Daboll as the new head coach. You have Saquon Barkley, who should be coming back healthy. You add Evan Neal to Kayvon Thibodeau in the draft, but I just don't think this Giants team is going to be there, and I don't think Daniel Jones is going to play at a level that's going to make them contend in that division. And now you're going to move over to the NFC North, and you guys know I'm a Bears fan, but to be honest, it hates me to say this, but I think the Green Bay Packers are going to end up being the winners of the NFC North. They've been kings for Lord knows how long. Until Aaron Rodgers leaves, even though they lost Devontae Adams, they lost a guy like Zadarius Smith, but I still think the Green Bay Packers are the cream of the crop in this division. Aaron Rodgers, of course. A.J. Dillon, who I think is going to break out at the running back position. Still have a solid offensive line. Aaron Jones is still there. You still have a guy like Allen Lazard who's going to be a very good receiver for them. Sammy Watkins, we don't know what he's going to be, but when healthy, he's going to be productive. You have a defense. Jair Alexander is coming back off of injury. You have a guy like Rashawn Gary, who played very well for them. Preston Smith, Kenny Clark up front, and you add Jerron Reed. This defense is still going to be formidable, and your offense is still led by Aaron Rodgers. Just off of that, the Green Bay Packers are going to win the NFC North. The Vikings are going to be right behind them with Coach Kevin O'Connell coming over from the Rams. I think he's going to elevate Kirk Cousins, Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, and a guy like Adam Thielen. They're still going to have a productive offense. Defensively, I'm not sure what to make of this Vikings defense, to be honest with you. I still think they're going to be very competitive. Even with a guy like Harrison Smith, who I think is still one of the very underrated players that we have, this Vikings defense, I still think the jury is out on them. The Bears, of course, I've done many videos. They are in rebuilding mode, as much as Ryan Poles doesn't want to say it. They are in the rebuilding mode. Matt Eberflus, first-year head coach. Justin Fields, we still need him to take another step in year 2. And this Bears team is in rebuilding mode. Same as the Detroit Lions, even though I do like the fact that they got Jameson Williams, Aiden Hutchinson, and DJ Chark in this offseason. You have a guy like Amon-Ra St. Brown, who exploded in his rookie season. Amari Oruwariye, who's a very solid corner. This Lions team still has some work to be done. They're going to be improved, but they have some work to be done. And the Green Bay Packers are going to be coming out of this NFC North. Now you have the NFC South. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be the winners of this division. You have the GOAT Tom Brady. You have Leonard Fournette, who should be coming back better. Chris Godwin, Mike Evans. And you have a very solid offensive line before the injuries. The injuries are going to hurt. I still think Tampa Bay is going to be enough in this division to win it. Defensively, you still have most of your core together. with Shaq Barrett, Carlton Davis, Antoine Winfield Jr., Devontae David. And you still have Devin White. You still have a formidable defense led by Todd Bowles, the new head coach. I still think the Buccaneers are going to be the cream of the crop. The New Orleans Saints, I think, could have a sneak up season. It's interesting to see what the Saints offense is going to look like without Sean Payton. You get Michael Thomas back healthy. We're not sure what Alvin Kamara's situation is going to handle with him. Jameis Winston is back healthy. I think he's going to have a very productive season. Defensively, you still have Cam Jordan, Marshawn Lattimore, CJ Gardner-Johnson. And I just think this Saints defense is still a very, very good defense. And offensively, it's just what are they going to be without Sean Payton? You have the Carolina Panthers. Baker Mayfield is their new quarterback, and I think this team is going to take another step. Jeremy Chin on your defense. J.C. Horn is back healthy. DJ Moore, Robbie Anderson on your offense. Can Christian McCaffrey stay healthy for a full season? That is a question. The last 2 years, he's been nicked with injuries. Now, if Christian McCaffrey can stay healthy, they can overtake the Saints for that second spot. And then you have the Atlanta Falcons, who I think is going to be one of the worst teams in football. They're in rebuilding mode. Over the last 2 years, they traded Julio. They traded Matt Ryan to the Colts. They lose a guy like Calvin Ridley for the season with his suspension. Kyle Pitts is solid. Drake London, their first-round pick wide receiver, is going to be good. You have A.J. Terrell, who is going to elevate to one of the best corners in football. Deion Jones at their linebacker position. They still have some building blocks. That quarterback position with Mariota or Desmond Ridder, wherever they decide to go, I don't think it's going to elevate them above any team in the division, and I think they are going to be at the bottom, and the Buccaneers are going to be the kings of this NFC South. Now we have the NFC West, a very competitive division. You have the defending champion Rams, the 49ers, Cardinals, and I think the Seahawks are going to be at the bottom. And the winner of this division, I think, is going to be the defending Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams. They add a guy like Alvin Robinson. They have a guy like Bobby Wagner. To add to Aaron Donald, who I think is the best player in football, Matthew Stafford is proof that that team needed a quarterback to take them over to that next level. Cooper Kupp is coming off a historic Triple Crown season. And you have a guy like Cam Akers fully healthy for the full season in your backfield. This Rams team is going to be dangerous. They are going to be dangerous. And they could be my prediction to go back to the Super Bowl. 49ers are the team I think is going to be right behind them, even though they're switching from Jimmy G to Trey Lance at the quarterback position. They do get Deebo Samuel back and under contract. You have Brandon Ayuk. You have Elijah Mitchell in your backfield. Your offensive line needs to be a little bit better. They need to be a little bit better, but I think that's still a very solid unit. Defensively, Nick Bosa, Eric Armstead, Fred Warner, who I think is one of the best linebackers in football. You got a guy like Jimmy Ward, but he's hurt right now. You have Travarius Ward, who they signed at the corner. This 49ers team, I think, could be back in that playoff contention, and they're going to finish in second. You have third place. I think it's going to be Arizona Cardinals. I like Kyler Murray. I just think that the suspension of DeAndre Hopkins is going to hurt them. They have J.J. Watt on your defense, but we're not sure if he's going to be healthy. You have a guy like Byron Murphy. You have Brandon Baker, who I think is one of the best safeties in football. Losing Chandler Jones is going to hurt a little bit for this defense. Offensively, I think this Cardinals team could be formidable, but can they stay consistent the full season? And that's why I have them placing third and a fourth place team. Of course, it's going to be Seattle. Drew Lock versus Geno Smith at quarterback. I mean, that's all you got to say. Even though they have DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett locking down the wide receiver positions, Quandre Diggs on defense, Jamal Adams, they, I think, are basically in rebuild mode. They have some solid pieces, but I think the Seattle Seahawks team needs to be built, and they are in that mode right now. So my division winners for the NFC: the East, the Eagles; the North, the Packers; South, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers; and the West, the LA Rams. And finishing out those 3 wild card spots, I think one is going to be the Dallas Cowboys. I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to do enough to make a playoff spot. I think they're going to be right there in the thick of things the whole season, and they're going to secure a playoff spot. I think Dak Prescott can be solid enough for them to make the playoffs. The next one, I think, is going to be the Minnesota Vikings. The Minnesota Vikings are a football team. Offensively, they have all the weapons to succeed. Even with Kirk Cousins, who I've been critical of this channel, Kirk Cousins could be the guy that can elevate this Vikings team to a playoff spot. And the third spot could go to the New Orleans Saints. I think the New Orleans Saints could be a team that can fight, and they could make their way to a playoff spot. Alvin Kamara, like I said, we're not sure of his season. Michael Thomas is back healthy. I think their defense is still going to be formidable with Dennis Allen as their head coach. Jameis Winston is going to be productive and get this team to a playoff spot. So, for the playoffs, we have the East winners, the Eagles, the North, the Packers. We also have the Bucs, and we also have the Rams, followed by the Cowboys, the Minnesota Vikings, and the New Orleans Saints. That is all I have for you guys today. Those are my predictions from the NFC. Make sure you guys leave this video a like, as it always helps this channel to grow. Comment your thoughts down below. Did I get a team wrong in your opinion? Did I get it right? Leave your thoughts in the comments and click that sub button and notification bell so you will not miss any of the videos that I post. But I am APW Sports signing out. Make sure you guys stay safe. Have a great and excellent day, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.